Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Pat Mitchell here from TrickTrades. I want to discuss something that happens a lot. No matter how long you've been doing this, it doesn't matter. You're going to have missed opportunities. You can be staring right at something, and you know you want to be in it, and either you don't get a fill, um, or you just wait that 1 second too late. Now, day trading is 100% about being fast. You can't be slow. Um, these stocks move fast, especially the ones that are really in play. And LFIN, now on Friday, this year, I missed it. I knew I wanted to be in it. Uh, and my entry would have been right here. Okay, right basically at the break. And I think it was this candle because it was dipping down. Yeah. Definitely. Let me get zoomed in. So this candle here, as soon as this kind of, and we were watching it, right? Because this was actually on my watch list. I figured it was set to rip right from my nightly scans, the TrickTrades.com watch list that I produce via video each and every night. This dipped down. I was holding the 50, and then with this candle here, it popped up. This secondary candle, it popped up, and then it flipped back down, and then I was just waiting. I wanted it popped back up, and then I was waiting for one more little dip. I didn't have any orders set out. I was just going to hit the offer, and I should have quickly just hit. I should have sent out a really quick order, and it probably would have got a fill because this candle was bouncing around quite a bit before it took off, and I just wanted just like one split second more, and then this candle opened up and it popped up, and to me it just felt like a chase. Now this is all hindsight, folks. Now when you're reviewing charts, you can't so many people do it. I see this all the time, especially on social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook. And um, uh, people say, "Oh well, it went all the way up here. You had plenty of time." Guys, you have no idea that day trading and the markets are. It's such a game of hindsight that. If you think like that, you're not going to make it. You need to quickly wrap your head around it that we do not know what these stocks are going to do. You can take a pretty good guess. Like all morning here, I was saying that I had a really good feeling that this was going to end up going to 20, and then by sometime next week, I put a price target of 30, 35, somewhere in that area by the end of week. Just judging by the strength and the daily chart. Like we'll quickly take a look at the daily chart here. So when we were looking at it, it was right in this area. This candle was somewhere in this area, right? And when you see something like this, and it's an IPO, really low volume on the IPO date. Like, what was this? Yeah, 296,000. The next day was even less at 185,000. Nobody was interested. And then we saw the gap up. Okay. Now, this gap up, excuse me, means people are, oh, wow, like, okay, they figured something out. They did some research with this IPO because it wasn't a well-known IPO. And IPOs are something that we trade and we discuss quite a bit at TrickTrades.com. And uh, when you see that gap up on a recently IPO'd and stock, and it had no interest, that's giving us a clue. All right, that's telling us people are interested. Okay, now it's a shame here that we missed it, but it is what it is. And that's why I'm thinking that this, given by the end of next week, and somewhere in the 30, 35, which, and I mean, I called that way back down here. I'm not calling it because it's up here now, but um, so I will look for another opportunity, and there's always another opportunity. There's always another day in the markets. Okay, that's how successful traders think. They know there's always another day. Okay, you can't beat your head against a wall, and there'll be another opportunity. That being said, a lot of new traders out there, they'll beat themselves up all day over this, and you can't really do that. I did mention it a few times. It's like, man, what a miss. But that's all you can do is laugh. I mean, you didn't get in, so be it, right? So how do you not miss opportunities like this? First of all, like I said earlier in the video, no matter what, you're going to. But when you're a new trader, you're probably, and I hate newbie. That's why you'll rarely hear me call someone a newbie. I hate that, by the way. Um, it just sounds so disrespectful. But anyways, so for new traders, you're probably going to miss these opportunities a lot because you're just not fast enough. Period. That's it. That's a skill that comes in time. Okay, because there's a lot of overanalyzation that happens at the beginning, especially once you're really starting to learn about the markets. You're really going to overanalyze things, and you need to do analyzation quickly. You need to be very quick. Okay, if you're going to trade stocks like this. And this is where the big money is, right? Um, and like I said, no matter what, you're still going to miss opportunity, all right? I mean, I missed it. I've been doing this for years, and I mean, I missed it. And that's the thing. It's a very delicate balance between fear and greed, okay? Now, my greed took over, okay? Now, you may think, well, if you were greedy, you would have chased it. No, I wanted that 1 cent better. And that's so silly. And I preach about that in TrickTrades.com chat all the time. Quit messing around with trying to get an entry over 1 cent. If you try and be perfect, you will fail. Okay, we don't, especially at Trick Trades now. Other chat rooms, they're looking to scalp 10 cents off of a trade, and they say that's a good trade. For me, that's a scratch. I wouldn't even know how to take 10 cents. But with the type of moves that I'm looking for, I look for 50 cents minimum, and that's an absolute bare minimum. If I can't catch 50 cents out of a trade, I'm not even interested. So, what if you're looking for an outcome like that? If you're looking for 50 cents minimum, why do you care about 1 or 2 cents trying to get the best fill? You shouldn't, guys. That's that's like penny stock bullshit. When you're playing stocks that are like $1, yeah, a cent is a big deal, right? You know what I mean? But when you're playing now I'm not saying this is a proper stock, but when I refer to a proper stock, all I'm saying is it's usually a stock over $10. You know, it has some sort of value. Um, not these $1 stocks that are, I mean, you got to take an obscene amount of shares and expose yourself to extreme risk just to make a few $100 or $1,000, which is ridiculous. Funny. So don't worry about trying to get the best fill. Now it's going to happen. You're still going to mess up. It's going to happen. And I consider this, it is a mess up. It's a miss. It's a total miss because I wanted 1 cent, 1 cent better on a fill. It's like, really? I'm not looking for 1 cent. I had a pretty good feeling at this time that it was going to at least 15 and then on to 20 if it could get to 20. Now it actually went over that, and that's really amazing. I believe it topped out, yeah, just 25, 26, something like that. What do we got? Yeah, almost 27. So it is what it is. Let that be a lesson to you guys that no matter how long you're doing this, it will happen. Don't beat your head against the wall. Stop trying to get perfect entries. There was other opportunities. It kept holding the 50 here, especially here once I held the 50. I mean, even late day here, this was a really good, would have been a really nice entry for the end of day ramp. Around 145. That's a little early for the end of day ramp, but you know, given the strength of the stock, it still would have been good. Especially, it looks really weak. It sells off, can't even get back down to the VWAP. It remounts the 50, right? It kind of holds here, right? The two moving averages, not that I care too much about the moving averages, but they're crossing. you know, like it just looks strong. And then it pulls back. It looks like it's about to fall off a cliff, and it holds right here, guys. Go in on that, guys. Right? Especially when you see this power candle. Right? Get in, jump in, because it's going to squeeze, because you're about to break these highs and a bunch of shorts got in. Even though it's an IPO, yes, you can still short it, guys. Okay. I've got my balls busted because I've shorted IPOs day one, and they say, "Oh, you can't short an IPO." Yeah, you can. You just need a good broker. Go get a proper broker, guys. You know, quit pissing around with what the one guy always tells you to his list of his the best brokers, like fucking Ameritrade, and those are crappy brokers, man. I mean, they're not gonna have shorts. Interactive Brokers sucks too. I mean, E-Trade. I mean, E-Trade. I don't know. Some people say it's all right for shorts, but go get yourself a proper broker, man. I mean, quit pissing around with um, these shitty brokers. I mean, they're gonna do nothing but hurt you. You know, especially when you're at the beginning, you need to be able to get in and out as many times as you want. Yeah, does it breed a little bit of over trading? Yeah, but you're gonna learn valuable lessons. You can't get by as a day trader off of 3 day trades per 5 day rotation. Okay. Now I know I'm straying from the video here, but man, that stuff drives me nuts. So I'll leave it at that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I can kind of talk some sense into you. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of you are beating your heads against the wall, you know, especially on Friday with this big run. Um, don't do it. Don't worry about it. Monday, man. Look what we got here. We got a stock that went absolutely berserk, man. It's gapping up. It's great. It's beautiful. You know, there's going to be plenty of opportunities, both long and short, on LFIN. Now, I'm going to warn you guys on this, okay? Now, LFIN, you're going to see on Twitter how many people, how many shorts get their asses handed to them on this, okay? If you're going to short it, that's fine. I'll take short scalps on this, but just scalps. Now, what do I mean by scalps? A lot of people have different definitions, okay? Now, my idea of a scalp would be to catch this double top here and to hit it till it starts bouncing, then just get out, right? So we got a double top, could have got entered somewhere in this area, bounced up, you got out. That's 3 points, guys. 3 points on a $25 stock. Come on. What more do you want, right? You know, other areas in here, when it starts looking weak, right? And it looks, oh yeah, you can tell this thing wants to roll over. It's putting in lower highs. It's downtrending. It's about to fall off a cliff. So you got some, even if you got a late entry somewhere in here, I could have got it in here, maybe even in here, because it failed to put in a new high. So I would have liked that right there. So we got in, let's say here, you know, that's still 2 points, right? And then once it starts bouncing and holding, you'd have to get out once it kind of breaks this little trend, right? So it's still 2 points on the table. But don't hold these things. Like, you'll get guys, they'll start in short way in here because it's, in quotes, up too much. No such thing in the stock market, guys, especially on IPOs. What's stopping this from going to 100? Huh? Nothing. Look left. There's nothing there, guys. Nothing there. Nothing. That's it. Okay? Nothing stopping this from going to 100, 200, 300, 500, even 1,000, 10,000 a share. I know that's crazy. I'm just trying to make a point, right? But there's nothing stopping it. So for people to start shorting this, you know, any more than a scalp, you're insane. You deserve to get your ass handed to you. So let that be a warning. Let it be a lesson. There's always another opportunity. Now, what do I think LFIN is going to do? Okay, might as well get into that. Now, LFIN, because it's a recent IPO, and there's nothing stopping this, and it's super hot, we got a lot of volume, I'm treating this like its first initial IPO date, okay? So what I think is going to happen is pre-market, it'll probably ramp up. Let's check highs here at pre-market, okay? It's probably going to have a little bit of problem with it, maybe dip down. And I think it sells off a little bit. out of the gate and then ramps. It's going to find some sort of level of support, probably this 22, right? Maybe some pre-market support, something like that, and then ramp again. This thing's going to at least 30, at least, and if not more, okay? It'll have a magnet to 30 at this point. Like, it just will. With IPOs, these magnets, these whole number, nice round number magnets are very important. And then after Monday's done, it'll probably have a red day. It'll probably have a couple red days, start pulling back nice and slow until maybe the 9 period catches up, which is a little ways down the road. But I don't know, something like that. You know, you just got to be reactive with these. But that's kind of the plan. That's what I'm watching for. Okay. So, just to review, don't beat your head against the wall, folks. All right? It happens. I missed it too, right? You know what I mean? And it was an easy catch. It was an easy trade idea. And no reason to really get out all day because you would have caught, let's say I caught that entry here. Okay, so I caught this entry over in here. It's an IPO. I would have held. I would have paid myself on this push, right? Somewhere in this area, because I mean, we already would have been able to lock in, you know, somewhere in this area, 5 points. Yeah, you take it, guys. You take it. And then you just set a stop. Now you set a stop for, I don't know, probably somewhere in here, right? Because then you would still have, you know, a couple points on the table and then just let it rip. Let it rip for a couple days. Swing it. No reason to get out. Let this thing go nuts because it's going to go nuts, right? There's good odds it's going to go nuts. I'm not going to say it's going to go nuts. So I hope you guys take my little bit of free advice here. Remember, this is for educational purposes only, right? And come check us out at TrickTrades.com. I mean, we discuss IPOs, stocks that are in play, small caps, mid caps, large caps, mega caps. If you want to learn how to trade literally everything, equity-wise, stock-wise, I'm your guy. Ask any one of my members. They'll attest to it. It's a no bullshit service. And really open community too. I mean, our members are awesome. Awesome. I mean, they're the people that I want in my room and with my service are the ones that are dedicated to the process, okay? Not ones looking for alerts. Do I give actionable trade ideas throughout the day? Absolutely. Absolutely. Each and every day. Hell, at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every morning, I go over the pre-market plan of attack, and that tells you exactly what to watch for on a varying array of different stocks. Cheap stocks, mid-price stocks, high-price stocks, you name it, guys. I do it all. When it comes to this, I really know what I'm doing, and I have a passion to educate. I want to really make monsters of the market. That's my goal, okay? So I'll leave it at that. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And, you know, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I got some asshole that keeps giving me a thumbs down literally the second I release the video. It's driving me, the guy, like, get a life, right? So make sure to give me a thumbs up. Take that mother down. All right, guys. Adios.